What is up, Dreamedia family? This is Zach, and today we have a very exciting announcement for you guys. You know, we are constantly on a journey to deliver the absolute industry-leading products to you guys and take your home theater to the next level. And today, I would like to introduce to you a product called KALEIDESCAPE. We are talking about a product that is gonna deliver up to 8 times the video quality and 10 times the audio quality that you would typically get from streaming. I'm super excited to offer this to you guys. Let's get into it.
All right, thanks, Zach. Yeah, this is Kellen, National Sales Director here with Dreamedia Home Theater. Today, we have a special guest from KALEIDESCAPE. This is Amanda from KALEIDESCAPE. She is the Senior Manager of Marketing Programs. She is going to go over a couple of fun facts with KALEIDESCAPE, introduce it to our audience, and go over why someone would want this in their home theater. So thanks for being here, Amanda.
Thank you for having me.
If you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself, we'll get into it.
Sure, no problem. So I've been at KALEIDESCAPE for 15 years. I'm currently the Senior Manager of Marketing Programs, and I'm responsible for strategy and execution on a variety of different programs, including our partnerships, dealer communications, a corporate website, and among other things. Previous to that, I ran our movie marketing team for 5 years, and I wrote and edited movie synopses that show up on your on-screen display for about 12 years. So I led that team for quite a while. So I helm from the content side of KALEIDESCAPE.
Awesome. Yeah, so now that we're kind of digging into KALEIDESCAPE, what is KALEIDESCAPE and what makes it so special?
So KALEIDESCAPE is the ultimate movie player. It's a premium home entertainment system that consists of a movie player and a movie server. Movies are downloaded from our movie store in full resolution with lossless audio, and they can be played back in any room in your house. KALEIDESCAPE is a fun and easy way to interact with your movie collection. We make it easy to sort your movies in any way you want. You can create your own custom collections, and you can even jump to your favorite scene or song. KALEIDESCAPE elevates every other component in your movie theater because it's the source device that feeds movies to the rest of your home theater equipment. And recently, we've partnered with best-in-class manufacturers to deliver the ultimate cinematic experience. Our partners include Sony for projectors and TVs, Meyer Sound for speakers, Trina for processors, Stewart for screen masking, Lutron for lighting and shades, Cynic for seating, and Keith Yates for design and acoustics.
Awesome. So kind of backtracking a little bit, how did KALEIDESCAPE come about and how did it get started?
So KALEIDESCAPE was founded in 2001 by movie lovers for movie lovers. Our founders wanted to create a product for the home that could replicate the experience you'd have in the movie theater. And that's how the ultimate movie player was born. We created the movie server so customers could digitize their movie collections and sort them on their screen. And this was back in the DVD era where you had a bunch of different discs cluttering up your shelves and it was hard to find them. They would get scratched easily. And this was also before streaming services existed. So essentially, we pioneered the on-screen experience with our industry-leading interface. We were the first company to do that. Over the past 20 years, KALEIDESCAPE has trailblazed many firsts that are now best practices in the industry, and we're still continuing to innovate. So as we've evolved over the last 20 years, we've gone from DVD to Blu-ray and now 4K, and we're the only digital movie provider that offers full resolution 4K Ultra HD movies with lossless audio. Within the last year and a half, we've shifted to a customer-first approach. Our new CEO, Taylor Stansbury, was a customer for 10 years before taking the helm at KALEIDESCAPE. And in his customer-centric approach, he's brought on a new leadership team that has strong roots in the entertainment landscaping, including specialists in digital media, engineering, marketing, and client relations.
You touched on a little bit on the server side of things and the player and how those work together seamlessly. But what are some of the benefits overall going with the KALEIDESCAPE compared to, say, streaming?
Right. So as I mentioned before, KALEIDESCAPE elevates every other component in your home theater or your home entertainment setup. We have the highest fidelity source content. We've got over 14,000 titles available on our movie store. 1,500 of those are in 4K Ultra HD. Many with HDR. We've got over 700 that are not available on disc, on 4K Blu-ray disc. And if you have a high-end theater setup and you've invested a lot of money in your speakers, your processors, display, you want to feed that downstream equipment with the best source possible, because you can't reproduce any lost data at the other end. So if you're not feeding your high-end system the best content to begin with, you're not going to get the best performance at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I always put it to a customer, if, once you get to a certain level with the home theaters, because we'll get into the cost here in just a little bit, but when you get to a certain point and a certain level with home theaters, you're only as good as your weakest link. So if you're feeding it, if you're not feeding it the best content possible going in, you're not going to let all of your equipment shine truly. So yeah, touching on that a little bit further, for the cost, what value does KALEIDESCAPE bring to someone looking to put one into their own home theater system?
So in addition to all of that, basically KALEIDESCAPE is a product that grows with you. It's an investment in your own home theater setup. So not only is it perfect for dedicated home theaters, it's also a whole home solution. So if you buy a server, you can buy more than one player, and pretty much have a player in any room you want. So you can access your movie collection anywhere in your home. But also, if you have multiple homes, let's say you have a family cabin, or even if you have a nice motor home, you like to go on the road and you don't have good internet connection, it's great to be able to take your movie collection with you to those other residences. So essentially, you're investing in equipment that feeds you the best quality for your home cinema setup. A lot of people with a dedicated theater kind of just put all their money into that room, but it's more than just that as well. Also, it interacts. We have it's 10x the audio bitrate of streaming, so you're getting much more audio. You can hear everything from the loudest booms and the softest whispers. The vocal clarity is a lot better than streaming platforms. We have 8x the video of streaming as well, so you're really getting the most out of all of those pixels that you're purchasing in your displays, and your nicer, bigger displays, especially if you're going something with like 8K or even just the newest, brightest, OLED monitors. We're really giving you the most data to kind of get that full presentation and really escape into the movie like you really want to. So our products are all manufactured in the USA, and we have a 99.5% reliability rating, and they all come with a 5-year standard warranty. So it's really a purpose-built system for entertainment for the home, and we put a lot of quality control into it. Our movies are all watched and corrected by our content team to make sure that the highest quality, and you're not getting buffering and dropouts and things like that. So really, from end to end, if you want the best viewing experience, KALEIDESCAPE is the way to go.
Yeah, 10 times the video resolution, or I'm sorry, 8 times the video resolution, correct? 10 times the audio resolution. You're not having to rely. A good internet connection is great everywhere, but you're not relying on that to enjoy it. You're downloading the movie to the server, and then your player is going to play back that movie file. You're not relying on a constant internet connection. So you're able to travel that with you. Great. And then for, I guess, a last question, what do you need in terms to make the KALEIDESCAPE work? I know we've talked about a server. If you can dig into that a little further, talked about a player. Obviously, you need internet to download the movie file. What else is needed, and what else comes in the package, so to speak?
That's a great question. So yes, you need a movie server for sure, at least one, and we offer a variety of different sizes in terms of storage capacities based on how many movies you have in your current collection or how many movies you want to collect. Or if you prefer to rent, we have movies available for rent too. So, we've got everything from 6 terabytes up to currently we've got 72 terabytes and a variety of different levels in between. So the server really is kind of the brain of the system. So you need that in order to download the movies and play them back. So the player connects to the server. So you need at least one player for whichever zone in your house you have. And then you can add on many more players, and you can add on more servers. So you could, I mean, depending on how many movies you have, you could, add on 5 72 terabyte servers. go bananas.
Right.
So those are the basics of the system.
Real quick, Amanda, the size capacities. I know you touched on 6 terabyte, 12 terabyte. Roughly, how much would a customer expect for that? Let's say a 6 terabyte hard drive to hold.
So this is actually a pretty easy calculation. Currently, I think all of our hard drives are in multiples of 6 terabytes to some extent. So every 6 terabytes, you should expect to be able to download 100 full resolution 4K movie titles.
Okay.
So if you kind of multiply by that, then if you go with a 6 terabyte, you have 100, a 12 terabyte would be 200, 18 terabyte, 300, et cetera. And so it kind of goes up from there. Our 72 terabyte, I think, is like 1200. So it just kind of depends on what your collecting style is. And you can always add another server. If you want to start small because you don't know for sure, then you might find out you fill up space fast. You can always add something larger later on down the road. That's kind of the whole thing with it being an investment that grows with you, because it's scalable. You can go pretty much as big as you want with it. So that's kind of how the server structure works. And that, like I said, that's to download movies. A lot of our movie files are, the average, I think, disk file is around 66 gigabytes, and ours kind of range from below that to even up into the 120 gigabytes, because we just have all the data there. So we're not overly compressing everything. So it really varies on file size, but you can get on average 100 per 6 terabytes. So in terms of movie players, you just need one player for every TV or screen where you want to watch your movies or your TV shows. So depending on the server, our compact Terra server, you can pair up to 5 players, and then our full-size Terra, you can pair up to 10. And then you can add on from there. So those are the basics of that. You also need a gigabit Ethernet, because we do download movies to your system so that you don't have to suffer through the streaming bandwidth experience, because these are larger movie files. So they're downloaded first. You need a gigabit Ethernet switch. You also need HDMI, and you need an appropriate HDMI to support the gigabit Ethernet. Also, if you have an HDR monitor, you need everything in the chain needs to be able to support HDR. So there's certain HDMI cables that do and some that don't. So you got to watch for that. And your integrator should know what you need. So just yeah.
We will be able to help you out in the right direction. As long as it supports 18 gigabits at least, we should be able to pass through all audio, video codecs that support HDR and that sort of thing. Absolutely.
Exactly. So in the box, it comes with some pretty typical things: power cord, etc. It's pretty simple, actually, and then your installer will set it up for you. We have an add-on remote control if you need an IR remote. Otherwise, we have a great mobile app where you can, if you download our mobile app, you can search through our store, so you can download content, which is super nice and easy. And then you can also use it as a remote control. We've also got a great iPad app. If you want to use your iPad, the iPad app has a little more functionality. You can create collections from there and do different sorting. We also integrate with control systems like Savant, Control 4, Crestron, all of that. So depending on your setup, there's a lot of options there. But we've also got a really cool child remote, which if you have little kids, there's a collection that you can create called the child collection. And you as a parent can add whichever content you want to the child collection. So you're essentially controlling what they have access to, instead of with streaming services, how they just have the endless, the next thing queues up and you have no idea what shows these are. With the child collection, you control that. And then when you give your kid the remote, pressing any button just pulls up the child interface, and it's a simplified version of the interface. There's no synopsis, it's just covers. They can choose what they want. They can pause, go back, stop, etc. So that's really cool too. So that's an add-on. And I think those are the basics of what you need to get going. And a passion for movies is always, a plus. You want to love movies.
I think that answers pretty much all of the questions that I get on a day-to-day basis. I think you cleared that up very well. I appreciate that. Just touching on a couple more things that you mentioned, the KALEIDESCAPE app is probably my favorite feature, other than the moving wall when you select and pause on a movie. You know, that's just a wow factor. But the app makes it super simple to just surf what's new. You know, you can always download straight from your phone and it'll start downloading at home, so it's ready to go. Or you can pre-order a movie. That way you don't even have to worry or remember. If you're super into a movie, you can just go ahead and pre-order it. I think like today at midnight, I got a notification that Uncharted, bam, was ready to go. So those are all really cool features that that a lot of customers I think will enjoy as well. Another thing that we didn't touch on too much, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the storage space, if someone does happen to run out and they're on a press for wanting to really watch this movie, but they're tapped out on their hard drive, they can always delete a movie. That purchase is saved in the cloud, so to speak, with KALEIDESCAPE. So it'll always know that they previously purchased that movie, and they can download it later, but you can free up storage that way as well, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So you can download movies and then re-download them later if you need to. Also, with the rental, I should mention, most of our rental movies are, I think they're around $7.99. So for a movie where you don't know if you want to purchase it yet, you can rent it, watch it. You have about 48 hours, to play it. And then if you do love it, you can purchase it, and half of your rental price goes towards the purchase. So you're not really losing a lot of money on that. We also have premium rental. So some movies that come out in the theater are available pretty early on KALEIDESCAPE for premium rental. And the cost of that is a little higher, and it doesn't go toward your purchase. But we also do have pre-orders, like you said, where a lot of movies that are in theaters that are not available on premium rental, you can pre-order so that it just will download like you said, like at midnight, basically, or like 12:01, so that you can watch it like as soon as possible, which is really cool too. On our store, we also have good sales. So periodically there will be like a fun, like recently, I think it was a week or two ago, we had a Pixar super bundle. So you could, add 4 to your bundle, kind of create your own sort of mini collection, and it saves you some money. So there's a lot of really cool, ways to browse for content, to find what you're looking for. We've also got some collections for new customers. If you want just kind of some basics, like, you don't want to just purchase it with 0 movies on it. You want some movies already loaded. We've got a small collection, a medium collection, and a large. The small is about 25 of our most popular titles, and then mediums to around 50, and then the large is around 100. So that's a good way to go too if you want to kind of, jumpstart your collection, get some movies right out of the gate, and it also saves a lot of money too. So yeah. I would highly recommend that.
Yeah, and that's one thing to touch on too. I know the Batman, that's a huge movie that you can stream through HBO Max, but it's streaming, and with all the dark scenes and all the shadow detail, that's the nemesis of streaming. Shadow detail, that sort of thing just gets completely lost and crushed. But on the KALEIDESCAPE, it's the full res 4K file that you are able to enjoy, which the disc isn't even out yet. So that's really the only way that you can experience that movie to its fullest. Another thing I was going to ask, we'll start over on that. And another thing I was going to bring up is the purchasing of a Trinov along with the KALEIDESCAPE. That includes some free movies as well. So if you guys are interested into learning more about that bundle, we can get more information to you on that as well.
Yeah, the Trinov bundle is really cool. Essentially, it's a collection that was hand selected by the guys over at Trinov, and they've created a collection. I think it's about 44 titles where it shows off the best audio for your system, and they've handpicked some scenes and a script where you can play the script. A script is kind of like a playlist of scenes, sort of, and it's downloaded onto your system when you purchase, and you can just go watch it, which is really cool. This is only unique to KALEIDESCAPE as well. Scripts, scene bookmarking, song bookmarking, things like that. It just makes the experience so much more fun. At my house, we do this thing called scene surfing, where if we don't want to watch a full movie, I mean, we have little kids. So if we just, before bed want to watch a scene or two or a song, we'll go pick something out of a movie and just watch a couple. And it's just really fun. And it doesn't take very long. It's just a nice way to enjoy your collection that's totally different from other platforms.
Yeah, that is one thing that we use in our home as well. I know whenever you're watching a musical like The Greatest Showman or Encanto, you can skip directly to a song. So the Don't Talk About Bruno song gets played a ton. And I think that pretty much sums everything up. Amanda, we really appreciate your time today.
Thank you for having me. It's been super fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you guys are interested in Kaleidescape or have any other questions further, leave them in the comments down below. We'll be on the lookout and respond to those. If you want to reach out directly, feel free to give us a call or send us an inquiry through dreammediaav.com. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you in the next one.
All right, guys, that is a wrap on our intro to Kaleidescape. We are very proud to be your nationwide Kaleidescape dealer, whether it's a single room solution, just a high-end home theater, or an entire home system from Kaleidescape. This is gonna give you the absolute best quality that you can get. And here at Dreamedia, we are constantly on that journey to deliver excellence. If you guys would like to purchase anything home theater related or have further questions, feel free to reach out and talk to a specialist. That's all I got for you. Till next time, this is Zach with Dreamedia Home Theater. Thank you for watching.